Hey guys, thanks for having us. Really cool to be here. Yeah, that's something that is something that I've heard before. I've done a couple of music videos with Arielle now, and when we went out to make this one, I said, I have to, if we're gonna do another one, you have to let me do something kind of crazy, and I want to do an entire short film to the song that you did, and she was like, okay, and so I did, and it does go by very quickly. There are some things that happen. People have said before, this feels like a longer story shoved into 3 minutes. But that's kind of also at the same time what I wanted it to be because I didn't want it to overstay its welcome. I wanted it to tell a full story by the end. And so it was honestly, that's kind of why I did it too, because it was the challenge of doing it. So as well or as much as I did or did not succeed in that goal, it's exactly what I set out to hopefully accomplish. Here.
We try to, since we've done a couple of these before, we try to make them almost like movie trailers. So then there's a reason for people to want to see more or ask the question like, well, what happens next? Because that means we're doing something right, at least, because you want to see something more. But in order to get certain things quickly and efficiently, it does go by very, very quickly. And it's shot very, very quickly. We shoot it in like 8 hours, and each take is like 1 or 2. So it's a quick
Yeah,
turnaround.
it was very meticulously planned to get exactly
Right,
what was there. And
right,
it fit in the edit, everything fit exactly where it needed to
right.
go, or else the story couldn't be there. If I missed even one shot, the story wasn't there. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Um, well, the first thing I ever made as a director was a 20-minute TV pilot, and it was honestly at the time a terrible decision because reach truly exceeded grasp. I did not pull off everything I wanted to pull off because I was new, um, and now I'm hopefully soon, eventually, going to set out to do another one of those after 6 years later. So doing that first was a mistake, but I learned a lot. So now I've been focused the last few years on doing things that are challenging but are more within reach of doing very well. I'd rather do something smaller and do it well throughout every shot. I'm pretty happy within that, rather than making compromises to what I wanted to make. So, if you want to say anything, okay. Yeah, it's a small budget or almost no budget, so you just have to figure out exactly. I mean, from the top down on that, we wrote it kind of together, but then I shot it and edited and colored and everything from the top down. So because there's no budget, I have to be kind of in charge of everything from the top down, and so it's taught me to, be able to handle those smaller things that I can now start moving back into the larger things and be happy with it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because we're online. I guess the question rephrased for the microphone is, if I had financial funding, would I want to expand that into a larger film? You would love to, yes. Theoretically, sure. I could definitely write a love story set against the American Revolutionary War. The Revolutionary War is kind of like an untapped subject matter. There's not that many movies about it or TV shows. It's not a war that's very sexy, I guess. I mean, like World War II is, right? Like Saving Private Ryan, big tanks, Nazis, very obviously evil. It's well, not sexy, but it's like, there's a lot of good and bad sides that you can root for easily. The American Revolutionary War is a little grayer, and so it's not that big in Hollywood. It never has been. So yeah, I could definitely see that being expanded to something larger, and it's a pretty simple story in a way. It's what the woman does at home, trying to do her part in the war, while the man has to go away to it, which has been told in other media before, but through other wars, really. So yeah, I mean, I would love to, but at the moment, it's not. I don't know anyone that's a millionaire yet that will give me the money. Oh yeah. Yeah. Hey, no, you next before me. Beat me there. Yeah. 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 Thanks. Oh. Yeah. Thank you. Oh yeah. 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 Oh yeah, I mean, you would have it at Gettysburg and like a bunch of different, not well, Gettysburg was the Civil War. What am I saying? Sorry, Revolution. Well, actually, near my hometown there was a lot of battles. I live in New Jersey. I'm from New Jersey originally, so Washington's Rock was where I grew up. So yeah, there's a lot of on-location shooting I would love to do. And there's so much VFX work that would need to be done. This would not be something cheap to make. Period pieces, we did this for very cheap because I have a lot of friends at prop houses and whatnot. We actually broke a prop by accident. So like, we got very, very lucky to be able to get all of that stuff for cheaper costs. So it's expensive to do a period piece and hard. So I would generally stay away from it if I can. But it's still fun to play around with, which you can. Yeah. No, I wrote out like the beats of it. I'm working on other scripts that are more sellable and doable in the current like climate as a TV show and stuff. We thought of and wrote specifically as this music video. And if it went somewhere eventually someday, cool. But yeah, yeah, I have to write the whole. Yeah, knock out the entire. You've been saying that. I know. You can if you want.
The goal, okay, that's a great question. The goal with the music video, to create, basically. I have a production company called Red Fox Features, and our goal is to take either cover songs or original songs and turn them into kind of like cinematic pieces. So like songs that have already had a story told from the original artist or haven't been discovered yet, we try to take them and like spin them and like create a completely new story that was already not told or previously told. So for this is a cover song from Ex Ambassadors. Yeah. And it has a completely different storyline, completely. So we like to take it and kind of make a new version of it, and so then it almost brings in a new type of audience, and so they'll want to know more. So basically the goal is just to keep creating and changing people's minds about things or wanting people to want more or to question. So, yeah.
And my goal with the music video is just to make another one soon and do something even crazier. To try and push myself to do something that I don't think is possible in a day with no money and just calling friends for favors. So yeah, that's it. Thanks, guys. It was wonderful to be here. Yeah.